Alright, hello, and welcome back. Hello there, Neon and Knight. How's it going? Okay, let me resync everything. Oh, I forgot to plug in the capture card. Hold on, one moment. Alright, there we go. Let's resync that. Okay, let's see. Where was I at? Oh yes, I was going through all of the interactables. Let's see. Oh yeah, I just read the communist magazine. And what else was there? Is there anything else with the bullet? Probably not, no. Anything with the photo? Web? No. The mug? Probably. There's nothing to read here, not much. I want to get that mug to talking. And so we got the book 16 Days of Coldest April. The cover features a row of concrete buildings with a monochrome rainbow in the sky. It tells a rather excruciating story about two lovers during a period of ethnic unrest in Yugograd. The book has been filed under psychological realism. Oh, it was pretty good. My, I was on my lunch break and I saw the Kendrick album drop and I listened to the whole thing at work. It was great. It made a boring day much better. Oh, hello. How is everybody doing? Let's see, 16 days of the coldest April. In your hands, you hold 16 Days in the Coldest April by Ye Yeker Yekertina Doll. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments above which span a black and white rainbow. Feels heavy. Indeed. The book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover was lined with lead. Inland Empire. They would do that in Grad. How long is this book anyway? You flip through the book, the pages are thinner than you realized. The type is quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long. Conceptualization. Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal bear to get through it, you weren't really reading. Look at the back cover. The book cover is dominated by black and white photograph of the author. What does she look like? She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph, and yet, from this cover of the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you. Start reading. This might end up being a shorter stream. I don't know how long it's going to take to get through all of this side content and then start the end game. But I looked at my previous playthrough to see how long the end game is, and once you get to like a certain point, it's like another 3 hours after that. So I think I might try to get to that point. I don't know how long it'll take, and then because I don't want this to be an extra long stream because I don't want to interrupt that section of it. Oh, there you go. Well, I hope you enjoy your drawing. And thank you again for the fan art. My coffee here. Just a French roast. Garbage. Oh well, it's caffeine. In cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugograd riots in the 20s. Youth overturn motor carriages and set trash cans ablaze while heavily armored guardsmen dash in and disperse them in a flurry of baton blows. As ethnic tension runs wild, a pair of young lovers meet each other other on the street, somehow in the middle of all the chaos. They manage to lock arms and look into each other's eyes. What happens next? It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure? Pain threshold. Fuck it. Do it. It can't be much worse than what you've already felt. Read 10 more pages. No, I won't subject myself to agrarian realism. No, it's hurting my morale. Okay, they go through a brief and somewhat awkward love affair, and in the end they betray each other and succumb to the absurdity of Grodian life. The man becomes a lens grinder, completely abandoning his former existence. Oh, well, thank you very much, Knight. He toils through the daily drudgery at the Lenka Polyfabricate. Happiness and fulfillment have eluded him his whole life, and in the end, he has nothing to do but dedicate himself to the craft. And the woman? She spends the next several decades standing at a conveyor in the Sosnover fish processing plant. The smell of fish guts slowly seeps into her hair and skin, as every single one of her dreams dies one by one. The memory of their short time spent together tortures the former lovers ceaselessly. Until the end of their days, years pass in solitude, their bodies growing ever more decrepit. That's terrible. Why can't I put this book away? As life leaves their remains between the soiled sheets and their final thoughts are filled with regret. Pain threshold. Good stuff. You fucking loved this. Okay, put the book away. Well, that was... what a great start to the stream. Let's see, the chewing gum, anything else? Oh, there is new stuff with it, okay. The apricot chewing gum wrapper. There it is again, the scent of apricots, with a touch of cinnamon. Smells like the end of some distant summer. The surface of another planet or some ancient temple. Ancient temple? End of summer. Take a deep, deep breath. Put the wrapper away. Ancient temple. Yes, from the height of antiquity, a long, long time ago, millennia ago, on an island of time you can never return to. The end of summer? The sun sets into the sea, but the water does not boil. Instead, it turns to liquid gold. For a moment, the world's store of precious metals seems to increase dramatically, and you are rich. There's a movement next to you, the shuffle of a small coat, warm like the evening. But when you turn towards it, there's nothing there. Where to go? Why are you talking to a gum wrapper? Take a deep, deep breath. Yeah, sniffer. Bitter, citrus, sweet. It seems to grow stronger like a glow with every breath you take. Apricot chewing gum scented one. Until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts behind your closed eyes, made of toffee, cream, and distance. You just had to take a dive. Endurance. Your heart working overtime, trying to keep up with the panicked synapses firing all over your brain, moving liters of blood through you, panicking. Inland Empire feels very, very familiar. Harry, please. You were supposed to discard it. Put the wrapper away. Let's see, a book. A primer for small kids. A textbook for the first grade in primary school. On the cover, a humanoid teddy bear is pushing a wheelbarrow full of letters. He's not doing a good job. The letter S is dangerously dangling from the cart, while E fell off a long time ago. Children should pay more attention. Let's see. You hold in your hands a colorful primer. The title reads, A Primer for Small Kids. There's a bear involved. Exactly what I need. Flip through the pages. This book will show you the score, get you oriented with those basic concepts you appear to be hazy on. The anthropomorphic bear will give you the lowdown of your life. On what? The alphabet. Flip through the pages. Every page has one word designated one letter of the alphabet, with the faded illustration. Most of them are scientific and cultural principles. It goes as follows. Let's do this. A is for azimuth. B is for Boreas. C is for cosine. D is for Damat. E is for Elpis. F is for phlogiston. G is for Gamot. H is for homeboy. I is for icon. J is for Jura. K is for collapse. L is for laudanum. M is for myriad. N is for nadir. O is for Orioli. P is for perihelion. Yeah, nod stoically. Q is for quasar. R is for rhododendron. S is for sinus. T is for tricolor. U is for ultra. V is for vector. W is for wariet. X is for xylophone. Y is for Yastava. Z is for zenith. That's it? That's it. You know the alphabet now. Kim, I know the alphabet now. Oh, it didn't. Oh, the capture card didn't get the sound. No. He said, no. Kim said, good, I also know the alphabet. Let's... Put the book away. Hold on, wait, can I do it again? Where's my... Oh, there.
Good. I also know the alphabet.
Okay, there. I had to hear him say it again. Let's see. The dried Maybell. Okay, no, nothing new with that. No, already did that. Map of Martinez. I think I did this already. Is this nothing new here? No, I did that already. Suzerainty, I did that. My license. Did I look at... Yeah, I looked at that too. Any other book? Oh, yeah, the Whirl board game. Let's see. Sure, the Whirl board game. Large letters on the front form a title, Whirl. The colorful box is illustrated with bucolic vistas. The cover art also features odd-looking humanoids, some short, some taller, some with pointy ears, others with ephemeral wings. Examine the box. Text underneath the title, in smaller typeface, reads 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel adds a sword and sorcery adventure board game with new maps and miniatures. Shake the box. Mysterious things rattle inside. What could they be? Dice? Plastic miniatures? A fantastical alternate world full of magic and wonder? And none of that witless man. Yeah, none of that witless man from Hemdall fascist dross hidden behind faux realistic allegory. A world is no cliche-ridden apologia for colonial violence. A whirl is pure imagination. A look at the back. A blurb on the back reads, "Tired of the tedium and toil of modern life? Escape to whirl. Leave behind isolas and nations with their petty squabbles. Discard electricity, magnets, and boring technological widgets. Succumb to a world of high pasternal fantastique. Unleash your imagination and create an adventure of endless possibilities. Discover the terrible secret threatening whirl. Can your band of adventurers save the world? Yes, we're ready to take on this challenge. I'm not sure I can handle all this responsibility. Definitely not. It sounds too dangerous. Nah, we got this. Exactly. That's the spirit. All you have to do is read an intricate rulebook, study an assortment of maps, unfold the illustrated game board, and start rolling dice. In no time, you could be romping through grasslands with low-level characters hunted by Askel riders, or battling unspeakable monsters in endless dungeons fraught with danger and despair, conjuring up forceful magics to aid your quest. Open the box. You pry open the box. Inside you find a folded-up map, a small booklet, a 24-sided die, and a little plastic figurine. Look at the map. A reprint of a crude hand-drawn map. The top left corner reads Land of Whirl. The map features both small villages and mid-sized towns with odd names, in addition to meadows, forests, hills, lakes, and seas, also with odd names. It doesn't seem to correspond with anything you've seen thus far. It's not a very helpful map. And look at the booklet. A quick guide of the magical races of world. Create your own hero choosing from any of these completely unique and fantastical backgrounds. The options are, in order of importance, the Welkin, the Duorg, the humans, and the fairy folk, and the pygmies. Read about the Welkin. The Welkin, tall, lithe, and graceful, with long flowing hair and pointy ears. They're known for being powerful magic users, but can also hold their own in a brawn-driven fight. The Welkin come with a variety of exciting sub-races: High Welkin, Forest Welkins, Lake Welkin, and Snow Welkin. But if you're not feeling experimental, a basic Welkin will always do. Read about the Duorg. I don't know, a grand race of industrious mountain people. They're short, stout, and muscular, and enjoy digging for gold and other precious minerals. They're also well-versed in the art of combat, and they prefer to use axes and hammers. The Duorg also come in a few different sub-races: Hill Dwarg, Shield Dwarg, and Dark Dwarg. Read about the humans. They're just humans. What else is there to tell? They're average in all stats and jack of all trades. Read about the fairy folk. A very small race of flying people, known for being mischievous, full of trickery. They often lure people into their magical traps. There are no sub-races for the fairies. Read about the pygmies. The least popular of the world races, the pygmies are short, rotund, and dim-witted. Pygmies live in small villages made of shoddy wooden dwellings. They spend most of their days tilling the earth and smoking their pipes. There are no sub-races for the pygmies. No, the hobbits. Look at the dye. It's made from the sort of wood that has been decorated with peculiar plant motifs. Take the dye. You place the dye into your pocket. It's always good to have luck on your side. Look at the figurine. You see a man in ragged clothes wearing a lopsided hat and wielding some sort of a firearm.
Huh, interesting. A communard.
A what? What's so interesting about that? That doesn't sound very world-like.
It is not. The communards are not a part of the game setting. I guess someone misplaced it during the packaging process.
Does that mean we can't play? Maybe someone should make a role-playing game set in the Revolution.
Good luck finding people who'd want to play as communard.
Take the figurine. Figurine said revolutionary. You pick up the figurine by the base to meet your gaze. The little plastic man stares back at you, his face contorted into a disturbing shout. Then you pocket it. Close the box. Oh, a colorful box. Oh, it's the same thing. Oh, that's it. That's all there is to it. Let's see, I got the die. Standard World Die. The basic 24-sided role-playing die can be used to get results for several dice. It's made of East Seminoese snakewood and embellished with plant motifs. Reminds you of plain and hill welkins. A note, look at the map tab in your journal to see which white checks have opened. Figure set revolutionary. What a nice little figurine. A turn-of-the-century leftist revolutionary in ragged clothes. On his head lies a lopsided hat, seemingly an ushanka. In his hand he carries a little musket. Save. We've got a book, The Man from Hemdall and the Devil Woman. Oh, I didn't read the description of it. The frontispiece of this old paperback features a muscle man in chains kneeling before a salacious-looking woman in a regal seat. A bonfire lies between the throne and the man, casting shadows on the wall, and the shadow of the vixen's headdress looks like a pair of demonic horns. The edges of the pages are worn and smudged. A lot of people have read about the Devil Woman's altercations with the Hemdall man. A look at the back cover. The jacket copy proclaims, "The man from Hemdall returns in his most exciting adventure yet. After crashing into a strange jungle, cannibalistic natives abduct his only surviving comrade, noble Tribald. Before man from Hemdall can mount a rescue, he is ambushed by a tribe of female warriors and taken to the ancient citadel of Cloud City. There, a mysterious and wicked queen rules supreme. Will man from Hemdall be able to escape this dire situation and find his missing friend?" Flip through the book. You open the book to a random page. Man from Hemdall, wielding his two Zweihampters, is carving through a sea of savages, his visage fixed on in grim determination. His arms, whirling like windmills, are soaked with the blood of his enemies. Mangled corpses litter the battlefield. Oh shit, gritty and heroic. Let's give this a chance. Vulgar, close the book. Yeah. Berserker rage burns in his azure-hued eyes as he brings glory and honor to his long-lost Hemdaller tribe from the village of Hemdall. The ivory giant roars like an ice bear, and the winds of Katla howl out his name. Gimme more. Okay, got it, no need to read further. Gimme more. A man from Hemdall rides on a gilded griffin, his golden mane billowing in the breeze, both Zweihampters sheathed on his back. He is off to war. Will he conquer his enemies? Will he conquer himself? Onward. The steel muscles of Man from Hemdall gleam in the humid jungle air. Yet the man does not sweat. In meditation, his soul drifts in the frigid northlands he calls home. Holy shit, this is so me. Really get into the book. The passage reads, The man from Hemdall looks up, his eyes blue as the mountain lakes of his homeland. He rarely speaks, but now his voice booms in the darkened throne room. Do not try to sap my masculine essence, wicked temptress. Son of Hemdall will never succumb to your seductive wiles. Thine spells are no match for purity and strength of will. Brothers of Hemdall, stand above the vices of flesh, for it is weak and corruptible, yet mine is forged in gore and strife. Queen Lediana just laughs, a sultry and salacious sound, then says, I have grand plans for you, man from Hemdall. She gestures her diabolical hand towards an array of potions and unguents. First you shall please me, then lead my armies against the vicious cannibals. Not a muscle moves in the face of the man from Hemdall, yet inside there is turmoil. This goes against all he holds scarcent. Wow, this is epic. I keep hoping it would get better, but the writing is terrible and repetitive. Wow. And the final pages, the man from Hemdall mounts Gala Warren, his mighty griffin. He turns his gaze to the horizon. Queen Lydiana is dead, but an army of cannibals is storming the gates, and there's still no word of trusty Tribald. To find out what happens next, you'll have to pick up Man from Hemdall and the Three-Eyed Skull, available in fine bookstores everywhere, Spring 39. Alright, we have Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. Another Dick Mullen book that woefully misrepresents the nature of police work. In this one, our detective returns from a trip having successfully stolen one case. Solved one case, only to embark on another. Does he finally face the taxing nature of his occupation? No, he doesn't even look like a normal officer of the law. In your hand, you hold Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. The brittle paperback feels fragile to the touch. Examine the cover. The cover features a pastiche of different scenes. In the foreground, a man in a dark overcoat clutches a pistol to his chest. Rising up behind him are two silhouettes wrapped in a passionate embrace. The tagline reads, Detective Dick Mullen must prove his innocence after an old friend is murdered by someone who looks just like Dick Mullen. Then seems to sum up the premise. That seems to sum up the premise pretty nicely. Esprit de corps. Needless to say, it violates nearly every RCM regulation for a detective to investigate a murder in which he is a suspect.
Are you really reading that, detective?
I really need to know who this Dick Mullen guy is. I'm looking for advice on being a real detective. I'm just skimming it.
Good luck finding it. He's not much of a character, I think you'll find. Just a stand-in for the reader.
Conceptualization. The point is for the reader to feel like they're solving the crime along with Dick Mullen. A crude narrative convention, but no less effective for it. Start reading. The story opens with a knock at the door. Detective Dick Mullen is greeted by an old friend, Charlie Spillane, who comes to Mullen to ask a favor in the dark and cold night. Spillane needs Mullen to drive him in from Vesper to a small town along the Insulindian coast. Despite his friend's apparent agitation, Mullen does as he asks, then returns where he passes out drunk, as he does most nights. Esprit de corps. An extremely unprofessional and hurtful stereotype that's offensive to all upstanding officers of the law. Electrochemistry, but only extremely accurate in your case. Hey, I'm trying at least. Look, I can't judge. Keep reading. I don't need to read the rest of this. I'm already living it. Two days later, Mullen is arrested by the Vesper police and charged with the murder of Charlie Spillane. At his interrogation, Mullen learns that Charlie Spillane was shot in a bar in the very town Mullen dropped him off in, by a man matching Mullen's description. Desperate to clear his name, Mullen manages to convince the Vesper police to release him for 3 days, so that Mullen may solve his friend's murder and prove his innocence. The cops released their prime murder suspect so you can find the real killer? Are you shitting me? No way, Mullen did it.
What's the matter, detective?
The lieutenant turns to you with a start. I don't know who's writing this shit, but I get the feeling that they aren't experts on homicide investigations. The lieutenant shrugs, resigned to the idea that his profession will rarely, if ever, be accurately represented in art and literature. Esprit de corps. They're not shitting you, detective. This is what the writers think passes for police procedure. Okay, so Mullen didn't do it. Keep reading. Of course Mullen didn't do it. That's the whole premise of the book. Anyway, Mullen returns to the seaside bar where Spillane was murdered and meets a beautiful, mysterious woman named Deanna Deneuve. Deanna Deneuve. Nice. A dame. Now it's getting interesting. Keep reading. I feel like I've read this before. And not just any dame, as she's truly one in a million, a knockout whose mind is as dangerous as her curves. But she's got a secret. Man, who doesn't? Sounds like my kind of woman. She's any man's kind of woman, according to this book. Inland Empire. Are you sure about that? Something about her gives you a bad feeling. What kind of secret is she hiding? Composure, failure. You couldn't handle a woman like that. Look at yourself. You couldn't even handle your... Inland Empire, stop. Don't say it. Don't say what? Nothing. Forget it. Go back to your story. And now it's getting interesting. Keep reading. Deneuve reveals that she was Spillane's lover, and that he was mixed up with a local amphetamine smuggling operation. As soon as Mullen begins pulling at the strings, the whole conspiracy begins to unravel. Not only is the local police captain in on the amphetamine ring, so is the son of a powerful politician and a strung-out art collector named Torvald, each of whom has his own reasons for wanting Spillane dead. Tell me about the corrupt police captain. Outwardly, the old police captain is a real law and order crypto-fascist, a barrel-chested man who's beaten his share of suspects to a pulp. But he's also dirty and increasingly paranoid that someone's going to expose his role in the drug ring. He would certainly have the motive and the means, but the captain walks with a noticeable limp from an old war injury. Is it possible he was able to conceal it long enough to commit the murder? I want to hear about the politician's son. A typical privileged twat. In all likelihood, he's just in over his head. He does bear a personal grudge against Spillane, though, a former prosecutor who nearly brought down his father's administration. The kid doesn't exactly have Dick Mullen's manly build, but he is the correct height. And while interrogating him at his home, Mullen did notice a certain overcoat that looked suspiciously like his own. What about the art collector? Torvald the art collector is a strung-out mess, frankly. It's hard to imagine him holding a pistol steady enough to actually hit someone, let alone plug them 3 times in the chest, the way old Spillane got did. That said, Torvald and Spillane have a long history, and while interrogating him, Mullen discovers that Torvald was once involved with Diana Deneuve. Could it be that this was all over a sordid love triangle? Okay, let's get on with the story. One evening, Diana Deneuve comes to Mullen's hostel room in tears. The two of them drink half a bottle of vodka, and soon they're seeking comfort in each other's arms. Electrochemistry. Yes, comfort and pleasure. The warmth of another human's touch. The burning taste of liquor on her full, sweet lips. Esprit de corps. Well, that testimony won't be admissible any longer. How does Mullen expect to solve the murder if he's sleeping with the witness? Nice. Get it, Mullen? I'm not sure I'm happy with this, but maybe the story will turn it around. As the two lovers share a post-coital cigarette, Diana Deneuve turns to Mullen and says, "By the way, Dick, there was something else I meant to tell you." Inland Empire? I love you? Half-Light. The name of the true killer. Eye-and-eye coordination. Always aim for the center of mass? Whatever it is, Mullen never hears the words. A blow to the base of his skull knocks him out instantly. Fuck. Can't trust a dame. Shake your head. I don't like where this is going. Close the book. Who can you trust in this wicked, messed up world? Your partner. Look at Kim. No one. Just your own 2 eyes. No one. You gotta go with your gut. Kim, the lieutenant gives you a quizzical expression in return. You go back to the story. When Mullen comes to, Deneuve is dead in the hostel bed next to him. The two... this makes matters worse. His clothes are covered with their blood. Double fuck. Mullen trashes Yeah, Mullen trashes his blood-stained clothes and flees the hostel, knowing that it's only a matter of hours before the cops discover Deneuve's body, if they haven't been tipped off already. Esprit de corps. Fleeing a crime scene, destroying evidence, even if Detective Mullen didn't commit the murder, he should be facing years behind bars. The heat is on. If Dick Mullen can't solve both murders before the cops catch up to him, he's going away for life. Can you solve the case before the cops close in? Wait, I've got some questions first. What is it, Detective? Why does everyone close to Dick Mullen wind up dead? Why did Dick Mullen become a detective in the first place? You know, Why did he turn up dead? It's a dangerous line of work, but somebody has to do it. That's why Dick Mullen never lets anyone get too close. Half-Light. What's the matter? Afraid you've been hacking up your friends' bodies in the night? Inland Empire. Have you gone over everyone? Is anybody missing? Why did Dick Mullen become a detective in the first place? There was never a time when he wasn't a detective. He was born a detective. Was I not born to be a detective? But why is he like that? For a moment, you cease to read the story on the page and see the book for what it is. A collection of brittle, cheaply printed pages, held together by glue made from the hooves of horses. Physical instrument. From nowhere, you hear the screech of sneakers on a waxed floor, and you feel the burn of rope against your hands. Are these figments of some other life? You won't find the answers you're looking for here. In other words, why bother solving crimes when the world is so evil? Is it really so evil, Detective? Okay, maybe not. There are parts worth saving. Yup, it's pretty fucking evil. Good, evil, it makes no difference. These are the end times we're living in. Then why are you still here? Because I don't want to let Kim down. Because I need to solve this case, not for anyone else's sake, for me. Because I'm too chicken shit to do anything about it. I don't know. I won't let Kim down. Just make sure you don't lose him. You'll not find another like him. Esprit de corps. It's true in more ways than you know. But then, what does this book know? It's just a poorly made piece of pulp garbage, made to be consumed and discarded. I don't have any more questions. I've figured it out. So, who did it, Detective? Who killed Charlie Spillane? And Diana Deneuve? Love did them in. The dirty police captain, the junkie art collector, the politician's twat son, Dick Mullen? You know what? I don't even care. Close the book. Love did them in. What? That doesn't even make sense. There's never a straight answer with you, is there? You just get hooked on random stupid notions and then repeat them every chance you get. Now go on, find out who really did it. Finish the book. You begin furiously flipping through the pages, even as you know these books follow a series of well-worn tropes. You find yourself completely engrossed. You're turning pages so fast you don't even notice the ancient spine coming unglued. Reaction speed. You try to grab the pages as they come loose, but your fingers aren't quick enough. They're gone. Dozens of pages scatter across the floor. The last fifth or so of the book seems to have been lost. It's possible that you could gather and reassemble the pages, but it would take way too long. Stupid old horse glue. God. Now I'll never know.
Ah, yes. The problem with mass-market paperbacks. They are not made to last. Perhaps this is a sign that you should get back to solving your own murder, huh, detective?
Electrochemistry. Don't forget, it could have been the delirium tremens. In your hand, you hold 4/5 of Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. Put the book away. Let's see. The Greatest Innocence. A dusty tome brings knowledge on the history of innocence. It is written by one Jiao Palo. Salomo Lopez de Fugo, a Mesque fascist who tries to reach a conclusion on which of the innocents is the coolest in the world. The Greatest Innocence by that guy with the really long name. The book is large and heavy. Crack open the immense tome. Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow, the sprawl of names, dates, places, events, historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain. Endurance. You can do it. It'll be worth it. There's something here. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No? Oh well. It's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This may take a few minutes. Are you ready? Sure. Oh God, let me out of here. That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first innocence? Pain threshold. Dolores Day. Sola? Dolores Day? The Paracanassian? You know, I didn't really absorb anything from what I just read. Dolores Day? Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state, as she codified parliamentary democracy and created modern institutions, among these the moral intern. She was powerful and beautiful on all her icons. Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, a stomach acid rises from the back of your throat and it hurts. You see a flash silver, a warmth, an airport bag, and blonde hair. You don't know why. Another choice, perhaps? Inland Empire. Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one. What? No, not thinking about it. Not thinking about it. Back to the quiz. What? A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust and the ice and the humans. This is unimportant to the quiz. Stop thinking about this. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day. Sola? Incorrect. Sola was anointed during the previous century, and even lived to see the current one. She was an urban planner who spoke her mind, and largely left history to its own devices, encouraging people to excel on their own rather than prescribing to the defied model of history. She is often called an anti-innocence. Sola resigned after an assassination attempt by a Yugo nationalist who blamed her for not taking the side of the left during the turn of the century revolutions. Innocents don't usually resign. Care to try again? The Paracanasian? Correct. And nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear on that he was a he, but Franco presumed to be called him pious, and he depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. I know it's that one thing from Dark Souls 3. All he spoke of was gold. It's said that he invented God and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way to measure people's love for Arum. As the first innocents, he declared that there should be more of those like him, and presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party, the founding party. Question 2. Who was the strongest innocents? Encyclopedia. Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody. Doesn't sound too familiar to me. Shoot me a hint. An innocence is the highest category of historical personage in the world, a literal personification of history. Traditionally, an innocence, when anointed, assumes supreme control over the Occident, or the known world in general, at least the parts that matter. Okay, very interesting. That doesn't help me answer the question. I can do better. Okay, so commonly an innocence does not enforce his or her power through military power. This is seen as unnecessary. The innocence wins because an innocence can't help but win, for their deeds are inevitabilities. Did this help? No. Damn. Pain Threshold, Dolores. Vesper Messina? Incorrect. Vesper Messina is not a person, but a defunct state of the southeastern coast of the Occident. It used to take up more of the peninsula before separating into the republics of Vesper and Messina. Care to try again, Franco? Let's see. Correct. Named the innocence of militarism, he codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the intersolary real as the global reserve currency. He also established the concept of the nation. Franco attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and the bourgeoisie by building a unified society in which every man has a place and a mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility provided on the strength of his virtue. Question 3. Who was the false innocence? All news to me, so maybe a few hints. Yes, there exists a group called the Founding Party, also known as the Holy Party during the time of the Paracanasian. This is the world's oldest international organization, spends its time in search of either the re-emergence of the innocents or new members. Sigh internally. There seems to be a mix-up with the source. It's not my fault. Pain Threshold. At least it clearly wasn't Dolores Day. She wouldn't be false. She's beautiful. Erno Pasternak? Correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocents. Some assumed to have innocent qualities, some of who just thought so themselves. Occasionally, they have the support of a faction inside of the Ecclesiastes organization. And accusation of foul play have arisen. The most famous and important of those was Erno Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stefan the Despicable of Kedra. Final stretch. You've come this far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest innocence? The most important of them all. The most precious to humankind. You sound confident. Go right ahead. A hint would come in handy. Of course. This is my thing. The reason I exist in the world. The correct answer is Franco. You're absolutely certain. Zero doubts. Pain threshold. While it was actually her. Franco? Incorrect. Franco built concrete churches and cathedrals, and while many people, especially the Mess, considered him a father figure due to his militarism and nationalism, the guy that wrote this book, Fugo, argues differently. Another choice? Oh yes, militarism and nationalism. My bad. Logic, yes, obviously. Dolores? Correct. The Mesk might see Franco as their father of nations, but of this century there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest innocence, a most radical change in the fabric of the world. Everything from interstellar travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be tracked back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow, and more beautiful. Pain threshold. And more beautiful, and more beautiful. Congratulations on finishing the test. The results of your subsequent grade have been calculated. You get a C. Vaguely passable. A solid effort with nothing much else to show. A nice going, mediocrity man. Inland Empire. You would have done better if you'd just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit. Damn you, you arrogant book.
What's going on with you?
The lieutenant is jolted awake by your furious cursing. That is so smart, goddamn.
Okay.
The lieutenant stares at you, his visage unflinching. You were shouting at an inanimate object, like a real weirdo. And no wonder you seem to have trouble with the right answers.
Man, something's weird about this book. You should do something fun instead. Rock out. Forget about it.
We have book Medicinal Purposes of the Pale. A small green book giving off a peculiar foreboding impression, although it's hard to figure out why. It describes the various ways of healing debilitating ailments through the use of pale, some of which sound implausible at best. Medicinal Purposes of the Pale. The cover of this heavy tome features a number of esoteric symbols. Open the book. Flipping through the book, you find a number of sections on the general benefits of the pale. A large pharmacopoeia made up of nearly half of the book. What's a pharmacopoeia? You come across the following explanation. While modern pharmacopoeia are continuously updated by so-called experts based on the results of clinical trials, readers will find assembled here the timeless wisdom relied upon by generations of traditional Seolite medicine practitioners, Mesk mystics, and Ilmaran folk doctors. Inland Empire, finally, something to calm the angry spirits that have been plaguing you. RFK Jr. Reads this book and believes all of it. It seems to contain descriptions of the medical properties of various ingredients that may be gathered from the pale, as well as instructions for producing a variety of herbal remedies. Is there anything in there about restoring lost memories? There are a number of zeolite tonics that promise to improve your short-term memory, but nothing that speaks to your condition. I just want something that will soothe the relentless torment of my existence. Same. Anything about curing an apocalyptic hangover? What you're describing is booze. You don't need any herbs for that. Anything about curing an apocalyptic hangover? There's nothing in here that speaks to hangovers directly. However, while browsing through the various descriptions, you become convinced that you could assemble something from the ingredients listed here. Want to give it a shot? Rub your hands together. Alright, book, let's see what you got. First, you need to choose a base ingredient. Ginger root, a sprig of fresh mint, common meadow rue. Ginger root. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredients with an appropriate vehicle. Mix it with a dram of whiskey. Boil it with a tea made from birch bark. Mash it into a paste with some aloe vera extract. Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add? A few pomegranate seeds, a spoonful of sugar, some wild ginseng root. The tincture you've invented sounds intriguing, but its medicinal value is suspect, to say the least. Safe to say it won't cure your hangover. Electrochemistry. Whoever wrote this never heard of the hair of the dog. Fuck this book. See if there's a bar open that'll still serve you. Would you like to try again? Yeah, let's try again. Let's see, we got some sprig of mint with some tea and some sugar. You created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. According to the... Wait, that's what I made last time. According to the pharmacopoeia, it should increase your energy and focus, though in your experience, it's only done the opposite. Electrochemistry. If only you could find one of these right now and drink the shit out of it. The book said it's good for you, so it would be okay. I know this stuff is all a bunch of hooey anyway. Close the book. Let's see, we got, oh, it's the Cockatoo book. And then the okay, I already looked at that. Okay, this is the last book I have. A book about different cockatoo species and their behavioral problems. Perhaps it could also offer some insight into your own, often problematic actions. The spectacular Major Majestic Cockatoo eyes you from the cover. A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminoles Islands and in southern Face a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues. Okay, what more? This book talks about the delicate nature of toos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the Major Majestic Cockatoo, and the most common Bang Bang Cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated. Alright, what problems do these birds have? Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures. requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk, and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up. I could handle that. It would be nice to have someone to talk to when feeling lonely. Who would ever want a chatty companion? I want someone who knows how to listen. Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as reoccurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive. Right, that's pretty bad. Anything else? It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day, and to give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own. Yes, but there has to be something great about cockatoos as well. You're right, cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle, and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels. Ouch, that must hurt. Read about the funeral cockatoo. This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name is, oh boy, Pistacus funeris. Relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if it's dressed for a funeral 24/7. There's something indisputably ominous about it. Inland Empire, cool. Read about the major majestic cockatoo. Perhaps the most impressive of all of the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishes its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species. Sight. It must be glorious to behold, dark pink and snow white. What about the most common bang-bang cockatoo? Despite its banging name, the bang-bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Siamese forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly gray and white. The Siamese name Bang Bang is thought to be an onomatopoeic origin. Half-life. The bang is for all the scary things in the world that may happen at any time. Honestly, this bird does sound a bit like me. Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you? The gray and common bang bang, that's me. Only the funeral cockatoo in its darkness can truly grasp the depths of my doom-laden soul. Oh no. Harry's going through his emo phase. Isn't that obvious? The major majestic, here I come. What if I'm just a fuck-up-a-two, a fuck-up, and a cockatoo? Had to take some time to think about it. What if I'm a fuck-up-a-two? I found my heraldic bird. Wow. You're right. You're a fuckatoo, embodied. This sorry-ass bird belongs to your heraldry. It probably doesn't even have feathers and only screams. Alright, let's see. I still need to do the murals, the things, and there's the mural thing in the Wagtown mural in Martinez. And then I have this thing over, the wall thing over here. And I think the pinball machine back at the whirling. Now, people paid money to park here, and no one would pay now. Sight. A scattering of bullet holes is spread across a cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Let's see, I need visual calculus for this. I think I have some glasses for that. Where are they? I guess it's just the glasses, yeah. Let's see, visual calculus 72%. Why this many bullet holes? +1 bullet holes on the plaza. +1 bullet holes in the backyard. +1 know about the revolution. +1 know about Feld Electrical. A row of ghostly shades facing a wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound, no movement. "10 meters away, other shades lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands to the side. Snowflakes fall on the wooden planks and the surrounding sun dunes, covering the land with a white of innocence. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed away the blood away. Not a trace remains. What is this? The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a concise round, where only one soldier has a loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed. A look at the people against the wall. A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand facing the wall, and it's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Esprit de corps, ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them. Who are they? Foreign dissidents, unwashed criminals, the hoi polloi, such is your belief, officer. Empathy. Maybe you should change it. They were praying, screaming. Look at the line of soldiers. 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side. But from which one? Look at the person standing on the side. The commandant. The one who gave the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face. Kim, who was who in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
The lieutenant nods. Reaction speed, or maybe. What about people from the coalition, the so-called moralists?
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Okay, goodbye. A cold sea wind blows away the figures. Shivers. Behind this building, the other one, once filled with engineers and designers of Feld Electric, now collapsed and dead, but for some rats. You feel drawn for some reason to the faded mural again. The whacked out mural. Let's see, I think now I can just go to the pinball machine. The sound is breaking for some reason. Interfacing. Over there in the corner. Oh wait, hold on. I forgot to take off my glasses. I don't want those, they give me negative stats. Here's these sunglasses. Yeah. Let's see, over there in the corner, the pinball machine? Not just any pinball machine, this is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Agurdi and the Mountain of Goats. Oh, it's I forgot, this is called the Goat Pinball Machine. It's lit. You can't wait to get your hands on it. Kim, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Point to the machine.
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats, a classic.
A classic. Goods. Oh, it's more than just a classic, a must-play. All serious pinballers have attempted a tempo run. Wait, you played it?
A little.
Empathy. Feels like a lot. Too much to play it again. Take a closer look. Pull out the machine.
Ah, great.
The lieutenant sighs. Cornelius Gurdy and the Mountain Goats. Reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath it. The machine is coin-operated. Let's see. Get the game on, finger boy. Those flippers are ready. Lean in closer to read the text. Above the painting of a mustachioed man climbing a hill, a column reads, inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gerdy taking on the world's tallest peak, Corpus Mundi. The Mesk legends holds that when the nation is in danger, heroic Gerdy shall return to save his people. Inspect the playing field. The theme of the game is to explore Gerdy's climb through the perspective of goats, and to ascend to the top of the mountain in a time of trouble. The peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield. All the balls have small goat icons on them, and represent the goats as they race up and down the mountain. Let's see. Areas around the playfield represent a Gerdy's climb, places he is said to have camped, which the goats can discover. Get them to the summit. What's with all the goats? Indeed. Think of them as balls. Goat balls. Here, leave, because... Make a save. Because I had to spend money on this. How much money do I have? $39, almost $40. Let's see. What was Kim spinning around? Let's see. Pinball, let's see.
Ah, great.
Oh, it's just same dialogue as before. Alright, insert a coin. It takes a while to get into the rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with relative ease. Go, go, finger boy!
I feel sorry for the goats. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was.
Wait, what kind of guy was he then?
The kind of a guy who uses the word savages a lot when recounting his travels. A masked nationalist.
No, a racist mountaineer.
An avid huntsman, too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by wall-mounted hunting trophies from every continent.
That is not cool. Technically, the human beings are the top of the food chain, so...
He also hit his wife and kids. Other people's kids, too. Sometimes pets. Hateful little man.
Half-Light. That's what they should have turned into a pinball game.
But you seem to be having fun.
But you seem to be having fun. He nods to the machine. I'm pretty good at this. Continue playing. Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying around all over the board, and although a few plummet to their deaths, no, not the goats, you're never left with less than 3. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This is where the ball needs to go. Concentrate and aim for the narrow passage. Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More fall to their deaths, but finally, the opportunity presents itself. One of them gets through. Perception. Tiny hammer shatters something inside of the machine. Something glass. The word "pale rupture" lights up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog. Something's happening.
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting more money out of the players. A stupid, nihilistic finale.
There's so much fog you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and one by one your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness. Inland Empire, lucky goats, the fog looks soft and inviting. Visual calculus. This can be navigated. The balls have an opportunity, imperceptibly imperceptible disruptions in the fog. Use them to calculate where they hit next. Endurance. Hit the pad as fast as you can. Maximize attack. Not even a bullet can get through. You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. Wow. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death. Kim, it can be done. Just watch.
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake, and then it's all over.
Let's see. Reaction speed 42%. Stay on the ball. +1. A fellow nationalist. -1. Bad at ball games. Why do they even make these if it's impossible to win? Give up. Winning is too stressful. Why do they even make these if it's impossible to win? Give up. Winning is too stressful. No. How, if you can't even see it? The last goat plummets into the fog, with almost suicidal glee. Inland Empire. It killed himself to spite you. Interfacing. There goes nothing, finger boy. Let's see. The machine is dead and silent. It needs serious maintenance before anyone can play again. No, I want to win. The last time I did this, my thing was too low, and I just gave up. So I don't know what it looks like when you actually win it.
Ah. I feel sorry for the gods.
Let's see. Continue playing.
Congrat.
No. Come on. It's a coin flip.
Ah. I feel sorry for the goats.
No, Kim feels sorry for the goats, which is me having to keep repeating this. Damn it. Oh, dang it.
Ah, great. I feel sorry for the gods. Congratulations.
Damn it. Oh, dang it. We'll get it eventually.
Ah.
How many coin flips can I possibly fail in a row? It's going to... It's gotta land on heads eventually.
I feel sorry for... Congrat...
Oh, come on. Actually, hold on. It's a yellow check. This requires to snort some speed to play pinball.
Ah, great.
This is some real Disco Elysium gameplay right here. Snorting speed to pass skill
I feel
checks
sorry for them.
for the dumbest things.
Congratulations.
There, now it's 58%. And it still fails. So
Ah. I feel sorry.
now, finally. Reaction speed with automaton-like precision. You keep the final goat ball in play, reacting to the tiniest stimuli, floating in a flow state. The fog is clearing and suddenly the old speaker crackles.
Goody ball is lit.
Goody ball is lit. A panel opens up at the top of the playfield, and a new ball charges downhill. It's larger than the goats and matte black. Cornelius spell the white letters running across the equator. So violent that its descent it immediately knocks the last goat into the abyss, then proceeds to bounce all across the board as if carried by some demonic otherworldly inertia. High score, announces the speakers, and the whole machine lights up, and then the flippers retract, leaving a perfect opening for the Gertie ball to join the goats backstage. Cornelius vanishes and the machine powers off.
That's amazing.
The lieutenant mumbles. He sounds a little out of breath. I think I won, Kim.
You didn't just win. No one I know has ever beaten Gordy's goats. That is a monumental achievement, Detective.
Wow. Who is the king of pinball, Kim? Hold out your fist. Let's see.
Congratulations, Your Highness. That was really impressive.
The lieutenant replies. His knuckles touch yours, and he smiles.
The machine needs a good service before anyone else can even attempt it again.
It's time to
Yes.
move on.
Good times.
The lieutenant gives Cornelius, Gertie, and the mountain goats one last look. Good times. Once again, the machine becomes one with the dust and darkness. Inland Empire. Life has left it, unlikely to ever return. Now, when I came in here last time, there was a skill check to get a backstory of Kim, but I don't think it...
Yes?
I can... Hey, tell me about yourself. Do you have the...
What
You?
about me?
No, I
Good.
went through all of that earlier.
Let's...
Yeah, I failed the skill check, and I don't think I get to do it again. But I know what it is. Kim used to be a pinball legend, when in his youth, before he became a cop. Let's see, what else is there? I did all that. Let's see, waste bin, the map wall, that thing. Doorbell. Oh yeah, I do have to go back into the bookstore and stuff, but I wonder if there... Can I even do that at night? I don't think I can. No, that's... I won. All it takes is snorting a bunch of speed. That's right, I need the flashlight. I'm guessing she's probably... Oh, there was something there. But where are the clothes that used to oh, it's the mannequin, I guess. I finally had the stats to do that. Oh, she's awake. I can talk to her.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a dye?
And let's see. Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Shivers. Rats scuttle in the dark rooms. Under the abandoned blow dryers and dusty mannequins. Cobwebs cover rotors and radio computers alike. So much failure. There used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
Physical instrument. You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you. Conceptualization. A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad. Composure. It's not about the haircut, it's about the confidence. What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customers should have been more open-minded. I would never let anyone androgynous touch my hair, not even if my life depended on it. I guess I'm a simple man. I don't really have any opinions on hairstyles.
You're right. It looks like you haven't let anyone near your hair in a long time.
She tilts her head looking at your shaggy mane. What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemiteps Boxing Club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
And who was Armatep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno. Who's Kuno?
He's sort of the king around here. He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies. Indeed. Who is Kuno? Your guess is as good as mine. Kuno's the king.
Oh, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth? Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
He may be very important later, depending on what happens.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
Let's see. How did that community project work out? Conclude. Judging from the kids I've met so far, it didn't really work out, did it?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
Electrochemistry. You should have known it.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed? And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Cool, very cool about the debris. But what's a snuff milios? It's a shame about those windows. I'm not even gonna ask about that milio.
It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Electrochemistry. What does she mean to get off on it?
Don't worry, the ACP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts laying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
Electrochemistry. But what drugs exactly? I need to know what drugs he was doing for my police report.
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Eventually, they caused him to lose control of his bladder. The smell was awful.
Electrochemistry. Even you can probably do better than that. Empathy. You can almost see it. A sickly old man hunched behind his work desk, his pants stained with old piss, stuffing a stiff-legged raccoon dog. The entire scene looks tragic. I found creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Insect rights activists? What in the name of... I didn't know insects had any rights, or activists.
Yeah, the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings.
All of the drugs brought on. Oh yeah, actually, this is a kind of a real thing. Did you know that red dye is made out of, like, crushed up, like, parasitic bugs? Like food dye. And which makes it, like, not vegan. If you eat some types of, red-colored food.
And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
I'm glad that someone took care of the little guys. I like insects, nod. But insects, don't have any brains or feelings. They got what they deserved. Making clothes out of beetle wings is a terrible idea.
At least it had some spark to it. Most young designers just combine lace with leather and call it original.
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up, they're not moving.
Anything else?
Yeah, when I was in culinary school, we learned about all kinds of, like, hidden, like, for people with dietary restrictions and stuff like that, like, in case you have, like, a vegan or a vegetarian or something, what foods you might not realize actually contains, like, an animal product. Like, Worcester sauce contains anchovy. Yeah, it contains anchovies. Sometimes red sauces will also contain anchovy paste as well. What's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Interesting. What do these transmissions say? That's illegal. Running off with the company's money like that. Why hasn't she been arrested?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Her smile widens before she sees the lieutenant's face behind you.
Men like that are a curse.
The lieutenant is stern.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
Interfacing. Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long. I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
As she closes her eyes, as some remnant of a memory lights up her face. Empathy. She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean liberal? What happened?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
As she looks at the hallway, as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive. Really must have been on a gigantic ego trip.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
Electrochemistry. Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult, especially if you've been drinking. Yeah, pretty much. This game was probably in development hell, and then it did not end well afterwards. Well, showing up to work on time is incredibly hard. That's too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great. You're right. They should have just tried harder. They had everything they needed to succeed.
And so is producing something extraordinary.
Her eyes wander to the shelves full of die prototypes and discarded models. Empathy. Something stirs in her face. Something strains her face. Before she looks up
Anything else?
There was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
As she smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees, like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a
The
story.
place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Conceptualization, indeed. What were the other ideas? Alright, what about the other ideas?
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
She leans back, disapproving. Suggestion. Sounds like she really didn't like those girls. Reaction speed. Frit does the same thing. I know a girl just like that. She works at Frit as a cashier, and she's not particularly friendly.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Ravachol ICT. And they already had the bear.
She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful. What about the bear?
The bear.
It didn't work out.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Ravachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Class A 5,000 soaked caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
Nod solemnly. It's the market doing its job. I'm sure the bear was doing its best. The bear was scary. Every time I saw the bear, I felt scared, like it could become alive at any moment.
Maybe,
The bear was...
because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't. Doing his best, I mean.
How come?
He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherion.
Conceptualization sounds cool. Half-Light. Scary, but cool. Megatherion? That's... what's it?
Megatherion. A mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life. By telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
Electrochemistry. A wise and noble beast guiding you towards the land where the streets are paved with drugs. Oh no, the necktie. The horrific necktie tightens around your neck, strangely excited, but it doesn't feel particularly fun this time around. I don't do drugs. I do drugs. I've got a vision beast myself. I don't have a comment on drugs. Grab your necktie and mumble, "Not now, you beast."
What?
Don't you ever feel like your vision beast is trying to blackmail the fun out of you?
No, officer. I don't have a vision beast. Normal people don't have vision beasts. Only drug-addled madmen like the taxidermist do.
That was a hypothetical question. Of course they don't. I'm a normal person, and I don't have a vision beast. What about horrific neckties? Do normal people have horrific neckties?
Neckties? I guess they do sometimes, officer. But I don't understand how it's relevant to our discussion. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad, finishing the story. Shivers. The temperature has dropped in the cover of the night. You see frost on the windows.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
I found the building's intercom, but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me.
As she rubs her forehead, her scarf has left a faint line on her dusky skin.
I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
So you're telling me that the doorbell with the empty name card was yours? I was wondering about the Whirling in Rags. Is it part of the same building complex? Did you know the East Delta Pinball was once in the Whirling? A strange thing happened when I tried to call a company named Slipstream SCA. Someone answered. Here, let's see.
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
Let's see. The Whirling...
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center project. That explains why you can call the Whirling from the intercom, albeit I doubt that anyone responds.
Inland Empire. If the Whirling is part of the same building, then it's part of the doomed commercial area. The darkness of this place is there too. East Delta Pinball?
Yes, I guess so. The arcade is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice, don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, fluorography, trick-track, especially pinball.
A strange thing happened when I tried to call a company called Slipstream. Someone answered.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years. Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
At first it wasn't Plaisance. I know her, and I would have recognized her voice. She said she was from the Tricentennial Electrics.
Tricentennial Electrics?
There's a moment before she recognizes the name.
It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
Inland Empire. No, it was something else. It was eerie. Composure. Whatever happened, keep your cool. It's probably better to admit that it was a harmless prank. You're right, I probably just got made fun of. No, it was something else, something eerie. Narrow your eyes. It may have been some sort of a rare electrical anomaly.
Pranks can be eerie.
She looks as if she's still convinced it's nothing to be worried about.
Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
A few more questions about the building.
I'm listening.
Let's see. Actually, I had other questions.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
Let's see. I think I found the actual source of the curse. Let's see. There's that.
Oh, it's you again. Are you
Let's
looking
see.
for a
Shivers, 92%. Why hasn't her business failed? +1, the remote viewer. +2, found the 2mm hole in the world. A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere. Hey, Nia, the curse is real and I've figured out why it has spared you. This is still just a theory, but hear me out. I think I know why your business hasn't failed.
Didn't we already talk about this?
As she asks, as the wind continues to seep in through the cracks in the old chimney. It's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area.
What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
Shivers. No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up, yet it has a different address in the heart of the city. No, this used to be a coal plant. Touch the safety curtains. You're in a chimney of another building.
This doesn't make any sense.
She looks around the makeshift nest that she has carved out for herself, bewildered.
Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
Let's say I have my own methods, unusual methods. It has a different address in the heart of the city. I'm just using logic. It's windy in here. You probably haven't properly sealed the chimney crown. Point to above.
And what? Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Inland Empire. Don't let her become complacent, as she still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces. Actually, it's only your workshop that's protected. You should still do something to defend yourself, your person. As she starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face. What? Look away. I want to talk about something else now.
Do you know what this is?
As she raises her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. Your lucky charm, some kind of a ward. It looks like a regular piece of jewelry to me. I don't care what it is, I only came to tell you about why you haven't failed yet.
It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan.
See? The curse is real. I bet you didn't run this little jewelry shop from the protective depths of the chimney. Why are you telling me this?
No, you're right. I didn't.
She laughs again, but it sounds rather small and sad.
It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
Don't call it a dump. You made it nice and cozy in here. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. It's entropy. Yes, coincidence is all that safeguards us.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls. It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending or an entirely different world.
She picks up a pair of dice from the table and examines them under the light.
But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
Thought gained, the precarious world. Let's see. It seems like the point of this game is victory, the absence of defeat on all fronts. A victory in business ventures and creative undertakings, a victory in love, and over other people. Political victory, ideological victory, hell, even sexual victory. Definitely a lot of object-based victories. 2. Having things and not losing them. One problem, though, not a lot of victories in sight. Everyone's mostly losing. Why is that? And how do you not lose? I just realized I have a lot of skill points. I haven't putting them in anything. Let's see. Okay, 1 point in that. Let's see, that's 7, 9. And the sure.
Oh, it's you again.
Let's see. I think
looking
I
for a
found
die?
the actual source
You
of
mean
the
the
curse.
curse that I'm spared of because I live outside its immediate reach?
Oh, yes, well, about that. It's a bit more complicated than I first thought it would be.
I'm listening.
Just say it. There's a 2-millimeter hole in reality located in a church on the other side of the canal. I think it may be related to the Pale.
Excuse me? A 2mm hole in reality? This can't be true.
I'm afraid it is, ma'am. Sona Lukanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, made the discovery.
Sona is involved in this?
She appears to take this in, while the chatter from her headphones continues unabated.
So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just the commercial area that's cursed, it's the entire world.
Sight. She looks outside the window, where the night has fallen on the yard. What? No. I wouldn't go as far as to say the entire world is doomed. It's what I've preached the whole time, and no one has listened. Don't worry about it. You're gonna be fine. You're doing fine so far. I'm sure it's nothing.
A curse is something superstitious, but a 2mm hole in reality? We all know what it means. It's pale. In any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an answer, even if I can't claim to understand it fully.
There we go. Let's see. I don't think I can get back into the bookstore because it's nighttime, but I'll look. No, there's a green thing, though. The store on the other side is closed for the night. Come back tomorrow? Nope, I gotta leave this way. Okay, I think that's, oh, I can go back to the club and try to do the dance check, I guess. And I think that's everything, and I can go to sleep and go into the next day. Actually, I think I'm gonna need some some more speed. What? Do it. Oh, wait, do I have time? No, it's... Let me do it. I guess I can't do it. I guess it's too, soon after my last hit. Unfortunately. Alright.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see
Sample
you.
affair. Oh, it's 80. Okay, let's see. No words, just dance. +1, the aesthetic of anodic music. +1, higher quality audio. +1, dance fever incoming. +1, found the melody. +2, found the beat. Success. You close your eyes and vacate your skull, leaving your brain to wonder, where did that little fluttering light go? Ancient reptilian brain. Total darkness. You sink down the darkest fathoms of your own personal deep. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Through the unformed skull of your spine. Here it will begin. Where did the church go?
Who fucking cares?
Good? I'm scared. I hate waking life. I hate this world. I hate and fear everything. I want it, and all I want is to dance. Please, God, just let me dance. God? Where is your God? Where did the music go? Oh, don't worry. The music is still there. It's you who's gone. No, really, why can't I hear anything? Concentrate on hearing. Nothing. Just the immaculate silence of your spinal fluid, electrified. What was that about, unformed skulls? Psst. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every vertebrae in your spine is an unformed skull, ready to pop up and replace the old one, like shark teeth. The one you currently have, the one you're currently in has a little brain forming in it, waiting for its turn to rule the world. Oh my God, is that true? As it ought to be. Where is it? In the spinal cord. What do you want? From what I can see, it's about to bust a move. Bust a move. Foolhardy. Do you even know what's happening on the surface? Maybe 1,000 years have passed, or maybe you started spazzing out like 2 seconds ago. Physical instrument. With your eyes still closed, the first thing you feel, all the way back in the pivoting darkness of your own torso is warmth. You have become a triumph of rhythmoplastics. Somewhere in a smelly wooden church on the coast of Revachol, the wounds from the war you've waged on your body are healing, twist by twist, turn by turn. Electrochemistry. You must have touched upon an entirely new way of moving the human body. Every motion is pumping your brain full of endorphins. Open your eyes to the pioneering glory of hardstyle. Conceptualization. As you open your eyes, you should scream, "Hyper, hyper!" It seems appropriate. Hyper, hyper. Open your eyes and dance like you've never danced before. Sure. You become a flawless interlocking mechanism, a flesh and bone approximation of the throb coming from the speaker set up of the one called Egghead's entirely rigidly imbecilic. Oh, yeah. Without pity or fear. Volition. Feel free from self-awareness, no deliberation, only, and I mean only, execution.
Oh my god! No way!
The Speed Freak's would-be leader stands slack-jawed in disbelief at the hardcoreness on display. He whispers to himself, "No way. Yes way. Hard cop. This is really happening." The Harry's busting it down. It's the yes way. With his reel-to-reel mixer blasting the anthem of the future that will never come, the young man observes your moves for a second. And then blasts the same hideous pattern, yelling, "Ah!" He throws a screwdriver and a bunch of drill chucks into the corner and explodes into dance. What he lacks in shapeness, he more than makes up for in violent enthusiasm. Turn to a cell. What are you doing? The young woman lifts her headphones up slightly and raises her chin, looking at you expectantly.
Asil, aren't you going to dance?
No, recording.
She turns to Suna and then back to you. She briskly shakes her head and puts her headphones back on. The lead programmer throws the other young woman a knowing glance before turning her actions back to her own work. Composure. She's still at her mainframe, pressing buttons, reading printouts, and she started nodding her head along to the music. Dance. Point to Andre. It's the law. Let's see. The young man immediately bounces up and down, and then assumes the same dance pattern, embellishing it with some sort of waving motion. Kim, get in here. Call for the lieutenant to join you.
What's going on here? Delinquents.
The lieutenant looks at you, and the speed freaks grinding around in the church, a group of unhinged lunatics. I said get in here and dance. Say to yourself, on second thought, maybe I should not get involved, the lieutenant, in this, pioneering a dance-off. The lieutenant squeezes the bridge of his nose, and the lights reflect off of his glasses, giving him the appearance of a surgeon in the middle of a tense procedure. Empathy. He's having trouble adjusting to the new reality before him.
What's happening?
The lieutenant is forced to yell over the futuristic music blasting from the speakers. I'm undercover. I have become Dance, the destroyer of worlds. I'm not doing anything. The music made its mind up a long time ago. I'm just implementing. Help, Kim. I think I'm turning into some kind of a hyperstar.
Good for you. Rock on, then.
He looks around the church hall. Hey, I called you to dance. We ain't going anywhere before we tear shit up.
What?
Oh God, please pass this, because I know what happens if you don't, and I don't want to do it. I can't do it. It will hurt my soul. Authority, 58%. That's it. And don't let the lieutenant leave without getting his hardcore on. +1 respects you. +3 outrank him. +1 dancing so infectious. Oh no, okay, I'm not doing it. Okay, I'm not, I'm gonna actually reload that. If you fail that skill check,
Oh, hey, man.
he says something very racist to Kim, and Kim leaves. No.
Oh,
And I
hey,
am
man.
not going
It's good
down
to
that
see you.
path. Oh, that one's 83%, come on.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
Oh, now I have to click through all of this again. No.
Who fucking
Fucking cares? And let's see, I'm ready. Buzz to move there. Yay.
Oh my!
What? Yeah. It's very unfortunate.
Asil? Aren't you going
There.
to...
Oh,
No.
no, I have to click through everything. Let's see. Dance. Kim.
What's going on here? Delinquents. What's happening?
Okay, let's see.
Good for you. Rock on, then. What?
Please work. No.
Oh, hey,
Aw,
man.
dang
It's
it.
good to see you.
It's all about the dice rolls.
Oh, my God.
We're gonna hear just Egghead screaming. Alright,
What's
okay,
going
tell
on
Kim
here?
first. Yeah, dance, you.
What's happening? Good for you. What?
Yes, we did it finally. Authority. Who's the one in charge? You are, Lieutenant. I'm only going to pull rank on you one time, and that time is now.
Are you kidding me?
I assure you, I'm not. And now, get your groove on, Lieutenant. It's all a joke to you, isn't it? Chain of command, joke. Future of dance, joke. Well, no more. Cut a rug, Lieutenant.
Get my what on?
I said, get your goddamn groove on, boogie woogie.
Sheesh, okay.
He backs up with his hands raised in the air, observing the crisscross of your feet.
Okay, you psychopath. I see what you're doing there. It's
Yeah,
jacked
come
up footwork, plus some... Is that Ubi folk dancing?
Nah, it's not Ubi folk. It's hardcore.
Hardcore.
Whatever.
You talk a big talk, Lieutenant, and let's see some moves. Hardcore will never die, but you will. Say nothing, but push the footwork extra hard.
That all you got? I did 15 years in the juvenile crime unit. I can't do age inappropriate. Now, check this shit out.
Yeah. The lieutenant begins to heel kick the church floor with such intensity. It's reasonable to fear he'll kick a hole right through it, causing the floor to crack and the pillars to collapse, bringing the church roof down on all of you. empathy. He doesn't look like he'd give a shit either.
Asil, aren't you going to dance?
No.
No. And let's see. Point to Andre. Yeah, now we're all breaking it down. Is there anything more I can do? I want to break the limit. Savoir-faire. The dynamic motion of your flailing body is bordering on the extreme. You're going off the charts. Inland Empire. You feel as if turning on the hyperdrive will be a point of no return. Feels almost melancholy. Are you sure you have the entire posse along for this? Together, where are you?
Here we go again! Hardcore fills the air! The sound above my head!
The what now? The sound above your what?
Above my hair, man!
Okay, this is too imbecilic. Excuse me.
Shivers 97%. Turn on the hyperdrive. +1 speed addict. +1 Suna is in. +1 Andre's dancing harder. +2 got Kim dancing. What? It was a 3% check. Music pounds through the hall of the old stave church on the coast of Martinez. Several figures are lost in the beats, their bodies pulled this way and that by sound. One of them, an officer of the RCM, suddenly stops. He appears disoriented, then starts shaking violently. No longer in rhythm with the music. Spinal cord. The beats that had you all fired up just a moment ago now seem overwhelming, nauseating. They shift and multiply like pieces of colored glass in a kaleidoscope. Snake Eyes 97%. That's how she goes. You're gripped by panic alongside a dizzying feeling of deja vu. Then everything goes silent. What's happening to me? I feel like this has happened before. I should get help. What happens next? Not sure, but it's definitely not a normal dance floor experience. There's something seriously wrong with you, bruh. He hit me with the bruh. I feel like this has happened before. Could be. It was almost like the utter unpleasantness of the experience was breaking through the barrier of your recent memory loss. I should get help. What are you going to do? Call the Lazarus again? And if you were to go to a regular hospital, do you know how long it would take to figure out what's really wrong with you? The interviews, the poking and prodding that you'll undergo. All this excitement of dancing and dancing harder and even fainting real hard is better than dragging your feet from office to office, examination room to examination room, all mercilessly white, bright, and smelling of antiseptic. I crashed out. Volition. Besides, you've got a case to solve now, and you won't get to solve it if you turn yourself into a lab rat. Whatever's wrong with you can wait. What happens next? You'll lay here in complete darkness for a while, far away from everything and everyone. Then consciousness will slowly begin to return. It won't be fun. But you already know it rarely is. Waking up, you see the lieutenant talking to the young people, a worried look on his face.
I've seen this thing happen before to people partying too hard.
I've seen this thing happen before to people partying this hard.
It looks pretty dangerous, though.
Nah, man, don't worry. He's mainly dehydrated. It's a regular party reaction, yeah? Look! He's awake!
What happened? Are you feeling alright?
Give him a moment. See? This is why you need distilled water.
The water. How long was I out for?
When exactly did you lose consciousness? When you started shaking or when you were already on the ground?
30 minutes or so.
She raises an amused eyebrow. I think I had a seizure.
Nah, you just rave too hard. The beat gets so hard, you know, and you were rolling super hard on it.
Has anything like this happened to you before?
It felt familiar.
With the moves you've got on you, I don't doubt it.
It very well could be that something similar happened the night you lost your memory. Can you stand?
It was intense, but I'm pulling myself together. Boy, I'm all out of juice. Get up. You might be imagining it, but you feel like Egghead turns the volume down. Such is his respect.
Man! Now, man! Now...
The would-be leader stutters with excitement.
Now imagine if we could do that, right? But with like 1,000 people.
All right there, Knight. You have a good night.
End of human development. Mission complete.
Let's see. Right. Ecstatic. I wouldn't go that far.
All right.
Endurance. You're absolutely beat. Muscles relaxed and feel like noodles underneath. That's it for now.
Goodbye, officer.
There we go. Let's see, what else do I need to do? I think I can... That can be it for day 4. I can go back to the... Oh, wait, hold on. I can just fast travel from here. Now I can go back to the fishing village, I think, and set it to the next day. Pretty sure. It's getting cold and late in the night. Time to call it a day. Good night, Kim. Send him away for the night.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Enter the shack. Okay, now I need to, This will complete the, fascist quest line. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression. This idiocy has gone on for far too long. It's time to wipe that decadent homosexual grin off your face. Time to see yourself as you truly are. Endurance, 58% face yourself. +2, stopped obsessing over sexuality. +1, read about the devil woman. +1, been working out. +2, advanced race theory. Or encyclopedia, dig deep into your mind to locate the source of the expression. Or 92%, electrochemistry, attempt to stop the expression from happening. Let's see, +2, no more steam. +4, recited the poem to Tommy. And +1, standard world die. As well, let's see, can I do this? I don't know if I can do both of them. I assume I can. Let's see. Electrochemistry, it's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending, a thought, a sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the leer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's just and just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you. Alright, interface yourself. Success. It's time you knew the truth, brother. I'm ready. Love, time, Revachol. It's all shit. All of it? All of it. Even love? How dare you speak of Revachol that way? You're wrong. There's still a way to turn back time, to make things right. That's... Oh. Face it, brother. No one's got the willpower to set things right. They won't do what it takes. Look deep inside yourself. You know it's true, because it hurts. I may as well give up then. I won't give up. I can't give up. What's going on? I thought I succeeded. No, it's hurting me. What? Who said anything about giving up? It takes a true kingsman to summon the will, to face reality in all its darkness, to stare straight into the abyss, and do what must be done. I will bear any burden. Burthen? How do I know I'm a true kingsman? There's a lever in front of you. Pull it. The atomic fire blankets your beloved Revachol. Millions die in an instant. But you're spared. You and the voice in the payphone. Pain threshold. That voice, so warm and sweet. Inland Empire. No, not the voice. Make it stop. Endurance. While the world burns, the two of you, together again, ride an aerostatic into the sunset. Maybe it will work this time. Spare Revachol, and you'll never hear from her again. Will you sacrifice a second chance at love to keep Revachol safe? Interfacing. An involuntary twitch runs through your hand, almost like reflex. Wait, can Kim be in the aerostatic too? Fine. Three of you all together ride the aerostatic into the sunset. The question remains, will you sacrifice love to keep Revachol safe? Pull the imaginary lever. Bow down. Yes, my heart forever beats for Revachol. I am all she has left, the constant kingsman. Yes, you truly are. Tightness is in gaseous form leaves your body. She's lucky to have you watching her sleep. Enough. The Franco-Nigerian Court of Honor has held your naked soul up against the sevenfold sun miracle and looked right through it. Close your eyes and know this is who you are. Despite a doubt, fear, some sentimentality, and weakness, you plow ever forward, like an icebreaker, tearing through the frigid North Sea. And now open your eyes and witness the wonder. The HMS Last Kingsman has left the docks. The world will tremble as you smash all the ice in the world. Wait, what happened to my face? It was time to banish that pitiful, sad look from your face and replace it with a perfect reflection of you, your unyielding resolve, your noble suffering. Volition. Maybe it will make you temptation-proof, so something good will come out of this at least. Inland Empire. You are a terror even to yourself. Conceptualization. You'll plow your way towards the frigid land of Katla and Vasa, smashing every ice sheet in your path. Nothing can stop an icebreaker. Will I ever be able to make another face again? Endurance. Never. May this serve as a constant reminder of your, sacred, unput-downable burthen. Physical instrument. That's one way of saying that the nerve damage is quite severe. The only way you'll be able to change your face now is with your fingers. I will never forsake my vows. There, the icebreaker. You can still move your face with your fingers. Task complete. Turn back the wheels of time. Endurance. Now, shout from the top of your lungs. You are the noble sufferer. Shivers. In a rundown shack in the far coast, a middle-aged man pounds his fist and looses an animal cry as he stares into a sliver of clouded glass. From above the Bay of Revachol, a cold wind gathers in response. The people of the fishing village pull their coats and blankets tight about themselves. The mirror. You step back from the mirror. A loose aboard creaks. Let the mirror be for now. There, we get a new little character portrait. Harry's kind of cleaned up now a little bit. Let's see, the bed is comforting. If a bit run down, let's see, go to sleep. The bed underneath you is soft and, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath the hut, then grow distant to your ears. In the quiet hum of the organic heater, you fall asleep. The limbic system. Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes, then tightens around you. It digs into your brain. Great, this is gonna be really chill. Dark shore my ass. I know what this is. Yeah, just let me sleep. How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately? Saved anyone lately? Murdered anyone lately? Because you know, you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people and then forgets about it. I don't care, that doesn't scare me. Okay, so I'm a murderer and that's bad? Shut up, I want to sleep. Hear that? Iceman wants to sleep. He doesn't care about killing people. That's nothing to him. A black water under the bridge. The thing he's really scared of is much, much worse than that. What is it? Why are you doing this? I just want to sleep. I can almost see the dark. Ancient reptilian brain. Don't tell him, sister. It's too bad. Volition. They're right. This is their function. To keep you safe from it. Why are you doing this? We're trying to help you. All those processes, these tortures, voices, and tremors, are all just distractions, flares and countermeasures to keep you from the last dream. The worst of them all. The last dream? The last dream will be total annihilation, cinders peeling off of the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone. And the air will smell of apricots, her face forms in summertime. I don't want to anymore. I don't want to think either one of those things. Of hell and ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later, in front of the video rental, there's a warm breath on your face again. Everything is okay again. The limbic system. Everything is so okay. Doesn't sound like it will be okay. I can't wait. I can't wait. Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around you. You're back. In 2 seconds, the alarm will ring. Inland Empire. The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church. Open your eyes. Alright. I think that'll be a good spot to end it for tonight. Because I'm pretty tired and anything I start now will take a while, so... Alrighty, well... Thank you all very much for watching, and have a good night.